We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
If you think old England's done. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
If you think old England's done. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
If you think old England's done. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
If you think old England's done. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys who will make you think again.
'Cause who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler?
If you think old England's done. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? If you think we're on the run. We are the boys who will stop your little game. We are the boys.
I want to be here. I can't hear me. Please unmute me, Emma. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, hooray! Well, welcome. I'm a lady out there. Welcome. I was mouthing away and you couldn't hear me. It's VE.
It's always a blessing.
It's VE Day. It's 75 years since victory in Europe, and we're here to celebrate with you all tonight. As usual, I've got my partner in crime, Joe, with me. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We have, of course, got questions. We've got
Music and song.
and we've got cocktails. Now, we know you like a gin or two. So, of course, we're going to taste. We're going to taste lots of gin tonight. We're going to toast. Well done, Joe. We're also going to toast some heroes. But what do we need to toast some heroes? We need a drink.
Drop a gin, darling.
I'll drop a gin, darling. So, Joe, we're often asked how to taste gin properly, aren't we? So I'm going to ask you to talk us through how we taste gin.
Right. Well, as with anything that you taste, the first thing you want to do really is smell it. So, you know, when you've been to a wine tasting or so, same thing with gin. So I suggest you pour a little bit of your gin into a glass and get your nose in there. Susannah, get your snot in. That's it.
I mean.
Give it a right good sniff. Because obviously, you know, if you hold your nose, you don't get anything like as much flavour. If you sniff wildly, you get all the flavour in. So that's the first thing. Right. Next, we want you to pour a little bit at room temperature into a glass and pour it over your tongue, over all the bits of your tongue, because all the taste buds are different. So you need to cover every little bit to make sure that you're getting everything that you can from this gin.
I tell you, I'm definitely.
What are you picking up?
I'm definitely getting. I've got some citrus in there, definitely.
Yeah, that'll be the lemon peel, of course. Yeah.
And then I've also got. I think I've got some pepper, something quite.
Oh yeah, absolutely pepper for sure.
Yummy.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So now, if you would, I'd now like you to take an ice cube and pour some over your ice cube. Well, you'll see why in a minute. It's just like when you're tasting whiskey, you have a little drop of water on the dew of the rose, they call it, for the whiskey. That was a very Spanish pour. That's not even big side, small side. That was just free for all.
All right.
She's going to be wheeled away later. Right. So yeah, put a bit over some ice, because what happens is the ice reacts with the oils and the botanicals in the gin and releases something more again. So you'll need to swish it around. That's it. Get the ice flowing over it and give it a try. Now you'll probably know now what you're picking up, what flavours you like, which botanicals are coming out at you. And then you can either decide to go straight for a cocktail or maybe a gin and tonic, which is a cocktail, of course, in its own right. So now, I do believe what you've just made is more or less our first cocktail of the night, is it?
It is indeed, because what we thought would be really appropriate to toast give all our thank yous is to actually make a Churchill. Now, as you can see, all I've actually done is I put my gin into the cocktail shaker, I gave it a bit of a shush about, and then I poured it into my martini glass, and I'm going to just do this. Just watch me.
Oh, that was a bit of a Paddington stare.
Ooh, now that's a little, I've just nodded at my vermouth here. I'll move my other drink so you can see it. I've just nodded at it. Have I used it? No, I haven't used it. I've poured my gin, my neat gin, straight into my martini glass, and I've just put a couple of olives in there as well. It sort of makes it.
Olives, get you. You're so classy. Hello,
so Dan. Oh, have you got a drink, Jojo?
Oh, no, I haven't, but I'm going to have a cocktail because I am going to have just a London Dry, York London Dry and tonic, which, as Winston Churchill actually said, the gin and tonic has saved more Englishmen's lives and minds than any doctor in Europe.
That's right.
Or in the Empire even. It's all right. I can't actually read at the moment.
No, it's all right. It's Friday. It's been a long day. So the good news is, so Joe's got a gin and tonic. I've got a Churchill, which is basically just neat gin. So just see what happens to this as the evening goes on. And we'll do the toast. The toast for VD Day is, of course, to those who gave so much.
Actually, just rewinding there slightly. You know, when we were researching this stuff for the show?
Yeah.
How many posters were there for VD?
I don't. That's true.
Millions. We nearly put some in because it was so funny, but there were actually millions of them.
Well, let's stick with VD.
Watch out for the good time girls, because they might give you more than you bargained for.
Exactly. So we're going to do the toast, which is to those who gave so much. We thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. We thank you, and we'd like to toast a few of our own current day heroes, if we might.
We would. So tonight we are going to say hello and thank you to Eleanor Kitchen, to Philip Barton. Joe, you want to do a couple?
Please, could we say hello to Jill Cowling and her team at Fulford Police Station?
And my goddaughter.
Lee Wright down in London. Sorry, Lee Wright down in London.
Smashing. And hello to my goddaughter, Harriet, who is definitely on the front line in the NHS. And to Jane Carr's mum, to Lillian Lacey, but more about her later. We're going to tell you.
Yes, indeed. And carrying on with the NHS, my sister Jackie, Lisa Henry. Hi, Lisa. Woo-hoo. And Tina Hope. Well, she's not with the NHS, but she works in a care home. So here's to you, Tina Hope.
Here's to you.
She's actually got the virus at the moment. So we're doing a big hurrah for Tina, and hope you get better soon, darling.
Oh, and also to Beryl Nairn. Obviously, Beryl, big supporter of Pick Me Up Theatre, and good luck with all her work she does with the York Normandy Vets as well, and with Bomb Happy, her production, which is fantastic. We saw
superb,
it.
Not just a supporter, but also a participant.
Exactly.
One of our fabulous cast.
She is one of our fabulous cast. So
very
cheers
good
to you, Beryl, and cheers to everybody who's supporting anything we do, either locally or nationally, or everyone that's celebrating tonight. It's a fantastic night. We've got loads more to tell you about later, and I promise I won't drink this gin because I'll never get the quiz started. So as usual, we are supporting St Leonard's Hospice. The link is on our Facebook page. We'd love you to donate. We've raised a lot of money for them so far, and we want to continue to do so. So just a quick hello to Darren Lumby. Yes, I know you've worked with me often enough. You know I say the wrong things sometimes. And hello to the Man Clan, and also
apparently they're now calling themselves the Melbourne Gin Club.
Oh, the Melbourne Gin Club. How very, very nice.
Right.
And always to Glynis, who's always with us on a Friday. And to my mum. Hello, Mum. More about my mum later as well. Okay, let's get going.
And can we just say a quick hello to Annabelle Foskett as well from Annabelle the Gin Judge.
Oh! Hooray, hooray, hooray. We better get on with this quiz. So question 1. So
we have to. Can't we just talk and have gin?
Well, the trouble is I get it wrong, Joe. So I say all sorts of stupid things. So question 1. What did the people of Malta give to troops in exchange for a bottle of gin? Now, Rachel Good, I'm really hoping you know this one since you spend most of your life in Malta. And go. So, Rachel, what did the people of Malta give to the troops in exchange for a bottle of gin? There you go.
A big kiss. A kisser.
Yes. A wave.
A kiss and a wave.
Yes.
Right then, question 2. The gin drinkers line was established as a defence in World War II. For which island? Was it for Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, of course, Guernsey, or Hong Kong?
Well, I don't know.
Which island had its own defence line set up?
Well, do you know, I really actually didn't know this one. I know it now because I've done all the research, but I didn't know the answer to this. So that's a really good one. Obviously, hello to Miss Ali. Miss Ali, hello, lovely to see you. And
my
Flo,
friend
I think you popped up. Yes, I see you all
please.
popped up on the screen. Right, question 3. I'm going to give you a little
hello from the Ropers. Hello, Dirty
Hello, Ropers. Hello. Question 3. This is a little quote. We discovered that the limeys shifted to warm beer early in the evening and ended up the daily routine with gin and orange. But what I want to know is which troops could not keep up with the RAF drinking habits? Warm beer followed by gin and orange. I don't think I want to keep up, to be honest. I like it. So was it the Americans, our Yanks, our Yankee friends? Was it the Anzacs? Was it the Australians and the New Zealanders? Or was it the Russians? I would have thought the Russians are more into their vodka, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably. But I'm sure they wouldn't mind if it was just that was available. My dad was in the RAF. My word, could he put it away?
Go on.
Who famously snuck out of Buck House on VE Day? They snuck out of Buckingham Palace to go and join in with the public at the VE Day celebrations in London. Who was it?
Who was it?
Who was it?
I don't know. I don't right now. Oh, that's a brilliant picture.
Oh, isn't that amazing? That one on the left's got my figure look.
Oh, look. Stop. Those girls, they look so happy, don't they?
Oh,
they're
really, fabulous.
Really happy. Oh, love them. Love them. Evening, Shannon. I hope you've got your dress on as well. I hope we're twinning tonight. That'd be excellent.
Woo! You do look very nice, actually, Susannah. I mean,
thank you. But these curls, you watch, by the time we get to 7 o'clock, it'll be poker straight again. It never stays, ever. Ever.
Why do you think I've got this? You should have seen me trying to do a victory roll earlier. It was a joke. So I gave up in the end and stuck a scarf on. There you go.
Well, you look amazing. You look amazing. Question. Yeah. Go on, do your pose. Have you done your pose?
I've done it already.
I'll do it again. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All righty. So question 5 is, on the destruction of which distillery did a Royal Navy officer utter, "Well, Hitler has lost the war"? Was it the Plymouth distillery? Was it the Gordon's distillery? Or was it the Beefeater distillery? So on the destruction of which distillery did a Royal Navy officer utter, "Well, Hitler has lost the war"? Quite rightly too. You touch our gin, you mess with that.
Yeah, you mess with the Brits gin, you're out, mate.
Exactly, you're out. On to you, my darling.
Janet Jones, thank you very much. She said we're looking fabulous.
Oh,
I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Right then, on to me. Now then, if you don't get this one right, you mustn't have been looking earlier.
No. I can do it again. Should I do it again?
Yeah, you should. So who said, glance at the vermouth bottle briefly, well, in Susannah's case, like Paddington Bear,
yes,
while pouring the juniper distillate freely? Who was that? Who said
I said it at least 4 times earlier. If you don't get that, there's something far wrong with you. You should get that.
I know. I'm with you, Richard Tanner Smith. There aren't any gins that aren't York gin. That's just not nonsense.
Of course, it's just not there. But they certainly didn't bomb us because we weren't around. So
No, we didn't exist, but they would have certainly tried to.
I think they would have done. They just done that gin, that York gin. Everybody runs on that. We're not having it. Right. On to question 7. Now, this is a great question. I love this question. So, which cocktail is said to have beaten the Nazis in Egypt? Is it the suffering swine? Is it the shifty shyster?
I know some of them.
The suffering bastard. Now, I promise you, one of these is real. Which cocktail is it? And as an added bonus, I will be making it in the answering round. So, is it the suffocating swine, the shifty shyster, or the suffering bastard? I went quite venom then. You think that suffering bastard?
Shifty shyster.
Is that it? Have we got more? No.
That's it.
Back to the top. Okay, let's go back to Malta.
By the way, how are you seeing without your specs on tonight?
Because the good news is I have upgraded my
I can't see bugger all without them. I'm stuck.
The good news is because I can't actually see the main screen, I've brought my little iPad down and I can see that. It's the only thing I can see. But what you do get
mine off.
You get my little pointy finger sometimes sort of scrolling up my screen. That's the only thing. Right, okay, answers. Right. Question 1, round 1. What did the good people of Malta get in give the troops in exchange for the gin? They gave them eggs. Now, it looks a bit like your Sammy at the top there, actually. Look, with his basket of eggs.
No,
It does. It isn't, but it does look like him. So, Rachel, I hope you knew that one because I'd be very disappointed if you didn't know it. So you got it. You Maltese peeps got a lovely bottle of gin, and you gave these lovely troops a few eggs, 2 or 3 probably. Now, what they did with these eggs were really, really scarce. So what they did is they took them back to the mess. And then all the officers, I think we're probably in the officers' mess at this point. All the officers stood around and watched the troops actually eat these eggs because it became known, unbelievably, as the egg sortie. And actually, these eggs were just a thing of wonder. And of course, Malta, fantastic island, was given the George Cross at the end of the war for the dedication and the hard work of all the people. It was. There was the siege of Malta. I think that went on for about 2.5 years. All the Allied troops were sort of based there for their attack on other countries. And
they really had. They were really up against it, weren't they?
They really were, and they did an incredible job. So the good people of Malta.
You've got a cat joining you.
Oh dear! Oh, right. If he comes this way, he goes for my gin. I tell you, he's off.
Off.
What are you doing, Paris? Okay.
This is having a shifty.
He's going to knock.
He's a little shifty shyster.
He is a shifty shyster. He's going to knock off my lights. That's what it's going. Paris, what now? No. You know what he's going to do? He's actually he's in the ice. Oh dear. The good news is it's only me.
So luckily it's my question. You can go and get some new ice.
That noise you can hear is my cat in the ice bowl. But the good news is it's only me drinking these cocktails. So the good people of Malta, thank you. On to question 2, Jojo.
Okie dokie. So this was actually called the Gin Drinkers Line. It was 18 kilometres of defence. It was set up from Gin Drinkers Bay, hence the name, which got its name because all the fancy party people used to go to this bay apparently on their smart boats and have these wonderful parties before the war. So it was actually set up by the Brits to try and stop the Japs getting at Hong Kong. Didn't do that well, but we won't dwell on that. And that all you can see now is like the picture there on the right. Just a few bastions left. Nothing much of it left yet. But that was what it was. The Gin Drinkers Line.
So that's the Gin Drinkers Line. I had never heard of that before we started researching the quiz for this week. But there you go, the Gin Drinkers Line. Who knew? I think we're on question 3. So who was it? Was it the Americans? Was it the Anzacs? Or was it the Russians? Of course it was the Americans. Look at them with their gin and juice. You remember last week we talked about gin and juice, Joe?
We did. We did indeed.
We talked
and it was that giant one by Snoop Dogg, Mr. Dog.
Mr. Dog, yes, Mr. Dog and his giant juice and gin. Yes, I remember it well. But yes, it was the Americans. So this was actually in a letter we found online. It wasn't online at the time, obviously, but the letter actually said, it was a letter home, basically saying, those Brits, they can really knock it back. But you know what? Needs must, I say. Needs must. I think it was a great letter. And it's when they shared an RAF base. So it was some American airmen and also some Brits as well. But good on the Brits for the gin. And not so much on the warm beer. That's still the cat playing with the ice. But there we go.
That sounds like a bit like Victorian London to me.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Raw beer. Yeah. Better than the water, but only just.
I'm just checking he's not drinking the cocktail mixes like he is. All right, you're right. On to you, my darling.
Okay, then. So, question 4: who snuck out of Buck House? Well, it was, of course, Princess Margaret and Princess Elizabeth. They went out with a couple of bodyguards and had the best time, apparently, by all accounts. The Queen actually tried to tug her berry down. It's reported, so that she couldn't be recognised. But she was told, "Nah, come on. If you're wearing your uniform, you look smart." So she had to get it back on there and sort herself out. Now then, we've also got a lovely story here about VE Day from our very own props mistress from Pick Me Up Theatre, Jane Carr. Now, this is Jane's mum and Teresa and Charlotte's grandma, of course. And this is Lillian Lacey. She was only 21 when they celebrated VE Day. And Lillian remembers she went to some swanky dance at the De Grey Rooms in York and had a great night. Well, she went out onto the balcony with a drink to watch what was going on in Exhibition Square, and she said it was breathtaking with all the people dancing and having such a great time. And she obviously had her fair share of, sorrow and whatnot through the war, but as is common with that generation, she had a get on with it kind of attitude. So, yeah, she had some sad stories to tell, but she got through it, and she's still here to tell the tale. You might remember her, if you know anything about Pick Me Up, as the lady who made all of these.
I think that's
scarf from Dad's Army. Now,
I remember it.
The poor woman ended up making about 15 of these damn things because we did one for every show, didn't we, Susannah? So that we could raffle them off. And then, of course, the cast wanted some, and I got one for Sam and blah, 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 blah.
And there may be a little appearance by one a bit later as well, I think.
Oh, there might.
A tetra.
Stay tuned and you will see.
You will see. We've got some fantastic special guests joining us today.
Oh, we do.
Fingers crossed that all goes well. Right. So, thank you. So, we'll do a little toast to Jane's mum. Oh, what shall I toast with? This one. So we say,
which one? I've just got the one drink tonight, for goodness sake.
I'm still double parked as always. Cheers.
To all the cards and to Charlotte.
And to Charlotte, obviously. And to T as well. I've made a mistake by going for he's going to have to go, this cat. It's like, go.
I love it.
Okay, question 5. And we asked you, question 5, we asked you which of the gin distilleries was bombed? Well, I think this should be fairly self-explanatory. It was Plymouth because, of course, of its Navy connection. And obviously in previous weeks, if you've been listening, which I know a lot of you have, that we've talked about Navy strength gin before. We've talked about our Outlaw, which is our Navy strength gin. But of course, they bombed Plymouth Distillery, where all the Navy were. Of course they did. But if they're not going to get their gin, I'm afraid that's not happening. Also, there was another very famous distillery that was bombed as well, wasn't there, Jo?
Wasn't there? In the Blitz, yes, absolutely. Tanqueray got it as well. But they managed to save 1 barrel full. Has he got it? I was going to get my old Tom out of Old Tom.
I'll show mine.
You show yours.
There we go.
Will you show yours if I show mine? It was the staff's favourite, and they managed to save 1 barrel of Old Tom from the Tanqueray distillery in the Blitz. I don't know what Susannah's blitzing over there, but it's all going down.
I've knocked my lights over. That's okay.
Dear Lord and Father. Right then.
Okay, put us out of our misery, Jo.
Where are we?
Question 6. I'm holding it. It's the answer to question 6.
Who said, glance at the vermouth bottle briefly while pouring the juniper distillate freely? It was, of course, Susannah Baines. Winston Churchill, easily
confused,
taken for each other.
Okay. And here, of course, is my Churchill. You'll notice, dear viewer, that I'm actually going to put it down because the good news is, in the next question, I'm going to make something much more yummy. So there we go. So put us on to question 7. So the question 7, we talked about, now which one was it? Well, I'll put you out your misery. It was, of course, the Suffering Bastard. And this was invented, the bastard. This was invented in the Shepherd's Hotel in Cairo. And it was specially designed not to give a hangover. They wanted a drink that basically would they could drink all day long basically, but wouldn't give them a hangover, so they could still fight. And the barman there, that's Joe, he invented this. He started life as a chemist. Yeah, not you. So I'm just putting some ice in my thing. So the first thing you do in your suffering bastard is you put equal parts of Old Tom. So here's my Old Tom, and as we know, everybody, there is only one side to a measure. Which side is it, Joe?
It's the big one.
It's the big one.
Well,
So
I just thought the other side was to hold it up.
That's right. It's just the rest. We all know that. So there you go. I've put some Old Tom in there. That'll give it a lovely smoothness and a slight hint of sweetness. The next thing I'm going to add is exactly the same measure of bourbon. Bourbon even. Bourbon's a biscuit. Bourbon. So in goes my bourbon there. It's already pre-made. Then I'm also going to put equal parts of a lime juice. So there is my lime juice there. Here it goes.
Nom nom nom.
Nom. I'm going to put my lid on.
I really like the sound of this. Have you tried one yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for it.
I wonder if it's true about the no hangover.
Well, I'll tell you tomorrow morning, Joe, when I get up. So here we go. We're going to put some ice in there.
Yeah, but you'd have drunk other things by then, so that's
not
really true, is it?
That in there. In it goes. I think that's probably enough of that. And then I'm going to top that up with a little dash of Angostura bitters. And they go. Go away, cat. And then I'm going to top that up with...
Stir it with a cat's tail.
So with the cat's tail, I'm topping that up with ginger beer.
Do you know, an interesting thing about a cat's tail, when my dad was in prison camp,
yeah,
he was actually in there with Ronald Searle. I don't know if you remember St. Trinian's.
Yeah.
And my dad and Ronald Searle used to put on these shows together. And my dad, I don't like to think about why the cat ended up without its tail, but they used to paint with a cat's tail. And I hope the cat was already dead. Just saying.
You know what? That is actually delicious. I've popped a piece of fresh mint in there as well. You could put some lime wheels if you wanted, but that is super lovely. It's almost, I can understand why they don't think that's going to give you a hangover, because it really is. It's very Moorish. I think I might be finishing this one. Yummity, scrummity. So I think now what we're going to do is we're just going to toast a couple more heroes. So I think the first picture we're coming up, the cat is putting ice everywhere. So this is my hero. This is my mum and my grandma and my auntie. So my mum is the little girl doing the theatrical pose. Of course she is, because I take just after her. And the little girl sat on the lady's knee is my Auntie Jackie, and the lady at the back is obviously my granny. That's my Granny May. And so what I'd like to say is cheers, Mum, cheers, Granny, cheers to my auntie. They are incredible people. Unfortunately, my grandmother died when I was 11, and I wish she was still here. So cheers. Joe, take us away before I get all sentimental. Joe.
So quite handily following on from your Egypt cocktail, actually. That's my dad. He was in the RAF. The picture in the middle is my dad in Egypt. He was spent a long time in the desert during his war years. That's him with his pith helmet, of course. And there on the right, he was in Mosul. So he must have been friendly with some of the locals, because obviously they let him dress up in a local chic.
Ooh.
So there we go. That was my dad.
He just looks incredible.
I know, it's fantastic. And there's this amazing picture of when they were released. My dad had been a prisoner of war of the Japanese. And they must be my aunties. My aunties were sitting in the cinema one day, and this Pathé News clip came on of all these prisoners of war being released. And they spotted my dad. And there he is, look, you can see him with the ring around him, bless him. And they all went, stop the film. And so the lovely owner of the cinema let them go home and fetch all the rest of the family, and everyone piled back in afterwards, and he reran the news clip for them, and that sure enough that was my dad getting released.
That's a fantastic story. I think we definitely need to toast him, Joe.
My dad.
He is Joe's dad.
And my mum for putting up with him.
You just spoilt it then. Cheers. Okay, I think that was the end of round one, and we're on to round two. Now, anything could happen in this round two, because it is our parlour games and music round.
Oh God, I've got to sing. Make sure your ears don't bleed. I'm singing.
And I think you're kicking us off, Joe, with this one.
I am. So here we go. What famous Glenn Miller wartime song goes like this? Me and my wife live all alone in a little log hut. We're all our own. She loves gin. You can't see me, but I'm loving gin. and I love rum, and don't we have a lot of fun? Is that called small clear jar, little brown jug, or big green bowl?
Oh, well, I think everyone should know that. Please know that.
Yes.
Please know that. Which one is it? I don't know. Okay, right. Now, question 2 is hilarious. You're going to like this one. Which wartime legend won a court case against a gin company who wanted to register her name as a trademark because they claimed it was Cockney rhyming slang for gin? And there she is on the right there. Now, I think this is a bit far-fetched, to be honest. So what we want to know is who is this famous wartime singer who this gin company wanted to use her name because it rhymed with gin? All right. Okay. Enough said about that, I think.
Right then. Hello. Thanks, Deb Conway. They are lovely pictures.
Oh, yes. Hello, Deb.
Oh. Okay then. So, question 3. Who is the ukulele playing wartime favourite who sings "Our Fanny's Gone on Yankee" about a woman from Wigan who's trying to act all American? She drinks whiskey, gin, and rum, and she's always chewing gum. Now, I'm going to hand you over to Flo Poskett and Adam Souter, who were both in Dad's Army. You might recognise Jane Carr's mum's scarf in this clip, and they're going to sing a little bit of this song for us. So tune in.
About our Fanny?
Well, yes, I have, land girl Flo. Woodbine she used to smoke, now she thinks that they're a joke.
With a candle in her mouth, she's very swanky.
She drinks whiskey, gin and rum,
And she's always chewing gum, 'cause our Fanny's gone all Yankee.
Hilarious.
Absolutely brilliant. That pair.
Oh, thank you so much for doing
You know,
that, guys.
they brighten up the day, don't they?
They most certainly
They
do.
really do.
I just love that they're apps. If you ever get a chance to catch any of their work, well, you'll see Flo's work in the gin shop. She's in there all the time. But honestly, amazing.
I forgot to ask the name.
Oh, I think everybody knows.
I'm
If
sure
you're-
they do. But
yeah.
just in case, was it George Formby,
Yes.
George Michael,
No.
or George Harrison?
What could it be? I'm sorry about the mewing cat.
We just have to give you a fighting chance.
I know. Right. Now, the good news is I'm not going to attempt to sing this one. So this is question 4. It's hilarious. What is the name of the Italian mountain infantry who sing, "Oh, what are you doing, my beautiful queen, at the foot of the hill"? Apologies, everybody. Apologies. So are they called the Alpini? Are they called the Yodelini? Or are they called the Roman Guard? Oh, I don't know. But we've got an absolute treat coming up for you in the answers, I can tell you. So I want to know the name of the Italian mounted infantry.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. And that's it. It's a short round, this one, because we've got parlour games next. So brace yourselves.
God
Yes.
almighty.
All right. Go on. Let's do the answers. Number 1.
Okie dokie. It was, of course, Little Brown Jug. Ha ha ha, he, little brown jug, don't you? So yeah, it was Glenn Miller and Little Brown Jug. Did you know Glenn Miller actually had more number 1s than Elvis and the Beatles just in 3 years of recording there? Of course, you'll know things like "In the Mood,"
yeah,
Pennsylvania 65000.
Oh, all right. Yeah, go on.
And Chattanooga Choo Choo. Yeah. He had, and he sadly disappeared, as you probably remember.
Yes, I do.
He was on his way. He was on his way by aeroplane to entertain American troops in France, and was never seen again. It was December 1944. His plane vanished off the face of the earth. Never seen again. But thank goodness he left us this amazing, amazing legacy.
You did indeed.
Wonderful, wonderful music. So yeah, that's Glenn Miller. Thank you, Glenn Miller. We salute you.
Glenn Miller. Okay, now question 2. We're going to talk now. For some reason, this gin company, they wanted to name and trademark their gin Dame Vera Lynn. Now, I think that's correct. We could say that Vera Lynn rhymes.
I'm gonna have a ruby tonight.
Yes, I got that one. Curry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up the apples and pears.
Yeah, we'll muff up the stairs.
But do you always say, "Oh, I'll have a quick Vera"? Do you often say that?
No, I'll go. Oh, I'll just have a quick York gin, please.
Yeah. That's more like it. We never say that. So here's Vera.
Yeah.
We've got a pussycat because I think she
And a cat lover.
I think she likes a
Jane
York
Vera.
gin. She likes a York gin, old Tom, doesn't she?
She does. Well, well, no, I won't say it.
Do
Oh,
you
yeah, I
know?
will say it. I've heard you was a bit of a baggage.
Well, yes, I have heard that as well. But a nicer thought. Did you know that she sued this gin company and she
she
won £118,000 because
Fair enough.
she said, her name is her name and she's been using it sort of out in the public since 1939. No, she hadn't registered. Her name isn't a registered trademark. But I think
You don't need to register your own name, though, do you? It would be like saying,
Exactly. Oh,
Lady
I
Gaga. So maybe
think
I don't know.
we might have a little treat coming. Have we got a treat coming? I think we've got our lovely, lovely Alex, who we're going to sing us a little song from Dame Vera.
Oh.
There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter and peace ever after. Tomorrow, when the world is free.
Oh, Alex, that was smashing. We absolutely loved that. Thank you so much for doing that for us. And actually, at the end of the show, you're going to catch a little bit more Alex. She's going to sing us out as well.
She
So-
is such a star. How wonderful.
She
We're
is
so lucky to
wonderful.
have her in Pick Me Up.
We
And
are.
at York Gin.
And at York Gin, Double Bubble. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Righty ho,
well done.
Jojo. Over to you, my darling.
Okay, and this was, of course, George Formby.
When
Bless
I'm
him.
cleaning
He's a massive-
windows.
Yeah, when you're cleaning windows and watching all the ladies go by.
Oh,
He was a really, really busy bee during the war. He worked a lot with the Entertainment's National Service Association. He actually played in front of 3 million service people during the war.
Wow.
Bless him. Kept a lot of people entertained with a lot of fun. And we salute you, George Formby. Fantastic.
we do. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Alex, that was a star. Thank you. We know Andrew Roberts sang it in Dad's Army, but you weren't with us at York Gin, Andrew. Here, we've got Alex. All right, moving on. Okay. And the answer to
We do love Andrew Roberts as well.
We do love Andrew. Of course, we love Andrew Roberts. Right. The answer to question 4. It's the Alpini. I'm not going to do my terrible Italian accent again. It's
Alpini.
look at them. Still going today. They are brave and courageous men. And also, Joe, you have a little treat for us, don't you?
I do. Also, they're not bad looking, are they? I'm just a quick. That's a
An
quick
Italian
one. This
stallion.
is for my mum. I love you, mum. Well, I did. Well, I still do. That was my mum's favourite, Alpini Continental. And I managed to get some sent just before the show. So, right. Okay. So, an Alpini, I'm going to make it. It's actually called an Alpinist cocktail.
Mhm.
Sometimes known, this is for you, Susannah, sometimes known as a mountain Negroni.
Oh, I love a Negroni.
So we have 2 shots of Roman fruits. Of course, we had to use Roman fruit gin because it's frutti romani and it's Italian. And we have 2 shots of Campari.
Yeah. Yummy. I love Campari.
Yeah. And 2 shots of sweet vermouth.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this classy one I've got here.
Oh, my, you're so swanky,
I'm
Joe.
so classy. I can't claim it. Mark's work did a massive mixology thing at Christmas, and it happened to be left over, so marvellous for me. Now you can add absinthe if you like. I personally am not that fussed on it, and I don't have any anyway, so I'm not going to. But in deference to Susannah's trip round the Negroni world, I'm going to add some orange. So what I'm going to do is stick loads of ice in. Oh, crikey, that is a lot of ice. And here's my Blue Peter, one I made earlier. in it goes. And God help me, because that's the big side of it. So it's doubles for everything.
Of course. Is there any other way? Oh, that looks yummy, Joe.
Oh, blimey, that's strong. Really nice, but crikey, that's strong.
Crikey O'Reilly.
Right, I'll see you in 10 years' time.
All right, darling. Well, the good news is it's the parlour games next. I can't quite believe this. Right. Okay, we'll do Joe. We're going to do these quickly. All right.
What
So
we doing?
we're going to just do a couple of charades because some soul.
Charades? You're kidding
Yes,
me.
I can't believe.
Charades?
Charades. Somebody asked us to do this, and don't say, dear listener, that we never listen. We have listened. We've got 4 quick World War II films. So pop your answers on. We'll be guessing. Go, Joe.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know. Right, here we go. Go, go, go. Ooh. Sounds like a Elaine Page.
Put it in the bin. Oh, yes.
Rubbish.
Bin. Oh, and here are
Garbage.
a dozen eggs in Malta.
Did you just say the word dozen?
Oh, shut up. Two lots of 6 eggs.
You've just given it away. It's the dirty dozen. It's the dirty dozen. Yeah. All right. We're going to whiz through these because otherwise we're never going to finish this quiz. Right. Are you ready? It's my turn. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So this is a very famous film. And this was, my dad was a strange chap. He had an even stranger partner who at the end of every dinner party, when much alcohol had been consumed, she did this at the end of every dinner party. Mum, you count yourself lucky you weren't there. Right. Are you ready? Are we ready?
Poof!
Biggles flies on a Biggles on a space hopper. Biggles on a space hopper.
Years of academy training. I've done years of drama training, and it all comes.
Look, I'm just teasing you. I know exactly what it is. I know from the tune.
Go.
I know from the tune because it was so good.
Go on, tell me.
The Bouncing Bomb.
Yeah. But what's the film called?
It's Dam Busters. Of course, it's Dam Busters.
Honestly, I can't tell you how many years of theatrical training I've had, and it all came to that. Thank you. It was a Stanislavski method. If anybody studies theatre, that I just did there. Did you see that? Anyone notice that? No. Passing on. Next one, Joe. Amaze me. Oh, bunny ears. Nice work. Daft Bint. Ears.
Bother.
Whoa. Joe. You. Joe ears. Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit, you naughty.
I know. I've not seen that. Have you?
I haven't, but Sam says it's absolutely brilliant.
Mm.
It's getting massive reviews. I wouldn't be surprised if it was up for Oscars next year.
Ooh, get
If we
that.
still do
Right.
that. If they're still
Are you
doing it.
ready for another fantastic many years of theatrical training? Last
Yes.
one in the round.
Yes, Jenny Roper, I am.
Thank the Lord. This is the last one. Are we ready?
Yes. The Beautiful Owl.
Yeah, that's
Has-
me.
Beautiful
Hedwig from Harry
Owl
Potter.
has- The Beautiful Owl is having a sit down. Oh, the owl has caught a mouse. I do know what it is. Of course
Hurry
I
up
do.
then.
Okay, it's where eagles dare.
Oh, shocking. It is not. It
The
is
eagle
not.
has landed. The eagle has landed.
Thank you. Whoever asked us to do that, I hope you're regretting your decision, because really and truly, please.
Well, they'll never ask us again, that's for sure.
They'll
will they?
never ask us again. Joe, do you know what? Round 3 is all about British TV programmes that were set during World War II, of which there are many. So what we're going to do is we are going to talk about 3 of them and ask you a couple of questions.
I had lots of stuff to say about the films, but we're moving on.
Well, we're a bit short of time, darling, to be honest.
Oh, all right then. Well, that's a bit disappointing because they were quite good stuff. But
Oh, well, tell us something. Give us your best fact.
Never. No, it's too late.
Oh,
No, it's it now.
she's gone in a huff now. I've moved her on.
Think of this very strong Negroni instead.
I've moved her on. She's gone in a huff, and we've moved on.
Adam Price knew it was the eagle has landed. I don't know how you guessed it from that, mate, but well done.
As did Richard Tanner Smith. You see a classical actress when you see one.
Yeah, Sarah Hanson got it as well.
Yeah.
Although I'm with Justin Hanson. He said you look like a drunk bird. No. Justin Hudson, sorry. Justin Hudson.
Who's the drug bird?
I like that.
Who's the drug bird? Right, come on. Start with your round 3. It's you to start, my darling. She's funnier now. Ooh.
Just rein me in.
Yes.
Okay. Question 1. What is the name of the BBC comedy about the Home Guard?
How many times have we mentioned it in this quiz, Joe?
I don't know, but if you don't get it, you've been living in that Chinaman's pipe again.
I think you might have been.
What is the name of the BBC comedy about the Home Guard in World War II?
Okay. Question 2. In that series, Arthur Lowe played the main character. So the actual question is, which character did he play? But the much more interesting fact is that he created a cocktail named after his boat, and his boat was called the Amazon, and it was, lucky for us viewers, it was a gin-based cocktail. And Auntie Jo is going to make it for us in the answers. So, but the question actually is, which character did Arthur Lowe play? Simple as that.
Yes, indeed. Nikki loves late, but we're letting her off because she's. We just
Nikki
love
Love
her, so she's all right. We'll let her off.
I think she has to down a couple of gins before she's allowed
Just to
in.
catch up.
Yeah.
Right. Question 3.
Yeah.
Which of this lovely lineup of the Dad's Army guys?
Oh, for God.
Oh shit! Well, if you didn't know, you were in that Chinaman's pipe anyway. What
are you like?
Which character was said to have been too stressed sometimes to work on set and had to be taken back to the hotel bar for a quick G&T?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of these lovely gents was that?
They're
all gorgeous. What?
This suffering bastard ain't half good, I tell you.
Yeah, do you know what? This Negroni, by God, it's strong, but my word, it's tasty.
I think I've got neat gin, or I've got a classic and tonic, or I've got this cocktail. I'm sticking with the cocktail. Yeah. But the good news is there's more on the way.
Hurrah!
So by the end of the night, I will be quadruple parked, which is a thing of great beauty.
No, it's unheard of in your case, because you normally hog them down in one.
So the good news is I've got to move my glasses to one side. I'll have to move that one over there. Right, so we've done whatever that series Joe accidentally let slip. We've done that one. We're moving on to a different one.
I'm sorry, Larry.
I shall say this only once.
Oh, yeah.
What is the name of the BBC comedy that ran from 1982 to 1992, set in a small village in German-occupied France? Now, the excellent news is, people, if you've been listening to these broadcasts, this is week 6, for goodness sake. If you've been listening to any of these broadcasts, I've banged on about a French 75, at least in 4 of them. Have I not, Jojo?
You have indeed.
I have.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. And this, of course, is my perfect opportunity to make you a French 75. So here we go. Here, of course, is my champagne glass. In my cocktail shaker. I'll stop that. I'm going to use Grey Lady. And I'm going to use Grey Lady because it's got a little citrus kick to it. And I really like that. But do you know what? Because don't watch this, Joe, because I'm actually... Oh, do you know what? I'm not. I was going to use the small side. Shame on me.
I thought you were just going to free pour there for a minute.
I was actually contemplating using the small side. People, I'm sorry.
Matthew Kitchen's making a guess. Well, he should know. He photographed them.
Exactly. And thank you for that. We'll see one of your gorgeous photos later.
Hello, Matthew and Eleanor. We love you.
In my cocktail shaker, I put some Grey Lady. I'm going to put a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Okay, not lime, lemon. And that is about it. Do you know what? I'm going to put a tiny dash of sugar syrup.
Susannah?
Yes.
Helen Reynolds says, can you please carry on with the French accent because it's hilarious.
Mais oui, of course I can. I have put in my bucket. I have put in some Grey Lady. I put in the Grey Lady, put a dash of sugar syrup, and I put a little bit of lemon juice, just citron even. And then I'm just going to give that a little whoosh, actually.
Give it a whoosh.
I know you find this hard
Jeffrey, Jeffrey, save that answer for later.
And I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I've made too much. What a shame. So
What
I'm
a
just going to
shame.
pop that.
Actually, I know your secret. I think you make a bit extra for your husband, so you can have it later, don't you?
You gave it away.
Oh,
I
Nick.
do. Oh,
Hello,
dear.
Nick. We know what
And
you
of
like.
course, the absolute important bit, we're going to top that up with champagne. Or Prosecco. Prosecco would do just as well. There you go.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh.
Let's not be stupid here.
Let's not beat around the bush. I'm going to give it the tiniest of stirs because obviously it's bubbly and I don't want it to whoosh up. And then I'm going to put some little grated lemon on the top there. And do you know what, Joe? This is going to have been worth me banging on about French 75. Le French 70. Hang on, I can't do 75. What's 75 in French?
75.
75. So, cheers, my darling. So, this is actually named after
75 français. Ben oui, salut.
You can't stop her. This is named after a French gun, but actually, because it's a French 75, I thought it was very apt as well, because we, of course, at the 75th anniversary of VE Day. Anyone that was right there at the beginning when I got that bit wrong. There we go. Cheers.
I love it. Right then, are we moving on to my question 5?
You can. I'm just chewing on some lemon. Hang on.
I was going to say, have you got your lemon twist in there?
I
Very nice.
Very nice. All my little swizzly ones. Look, I did like that.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But unfortunately, they're now stuck in my teeth. And all I want to do is drink the champagne and gin, really.
Well,
cheers.
Right.
Oh, but the question, by the way, the question was, which series was that? You all know the answer. That's fine. On you go, Jojo.
On we go. Right, where are we? Question 5. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? So Michelle from the French Resistance gives Renee some nitroglycerin to look after for safekeeping. She's planning to blow up a train with it later. What does she hide it in? Is it a nice bottle from the French wine cellar? Is it a gin bottle? Or is it a Dubonnet bottle?
Ooh. Well, if I was a betting woman, Joe, and this being the quiz that it is, I think I might have a punt on the answer there.
Yeah, I'd say Dubonnet, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, we know the Queen likes Dubonnet. We really know the Queen likes one. So, okay, just for the record, everyone. Just for the record. All right, hang on. One. Is this a record?
Yeah,
I am now.
But you aren't actually drinking them, so that's thank God.
Well,
they're all still quite full.
Apart from my suffering bastard, who might be out in the garden, but also I've nearly downed that one. So there we go.
I really fancy that.
It's lovely.
Right then. So,
anyway, enough of that. Okay, I think we're on to our last question on this particular series. So it is. I would like to know, what is the name of the famous painting which provides a running gag in the series? And what Emma has done here is she's cut it off in its prime. So the clue is just underneath there. So what is the name of the famous painting which provides a running gag in the series? This is as simple as that. Cheers.
It's as simple as that.
Okay, we've only got 2 more questions left in this round, and then we're going to go for the answers. Go, Jojo.
Okay. Oh, what was the name of the BBC series with Nicholas Lyndhurst when he accidentally time travels back to war-torn London? This is Gary Sparrow here with his new love in war-torn. What's it called? Good night, sweetheart. Goodbye, my lovely. Or ta-ta for now.
I think it's a suffering swine. Or bastard, even.
He doesn't look like he's suffering all that much. But
he also is married to 2 people. I'm not sure I can condone that.
Hey, you've given it away. Stuff.
What happened? I didn't say who it was.
Stuff away. Stuff. All right.
Stuff. All right. And the very last question in the quiz tonight, you'll be thankful to hear. So, whose life did Gary save in the final episode of the last series? And actually, this was the episode where they celebrated VE Day. So did he save Princess Elizabeth's life, Clement Attlee's life, or Winston Churchill's life?
Ooh, which one? Which one?
Which one? Which one?
Which one? Which one?
I don't know. I do know.
Is Sandra
I do
Vaughan,
know
my
because I've
lovely
got the
friend.
answer.
You're right on both counts.
Ooh, someone else has got the answer right there.
You're right on
I
both
could
counts.
read them.
Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, Shannon, you've got it right. That's the correct answer, my darling. So we're going to go round to the top of the round again and go through the answers.
Absolutely.
Go on, Jo.
So, of course, what else could it be? It was Dad's Army.
Of course it was.
Dad's Army. No, it ran from 1968 to 1977. Do you know that? They had a bit of a bother getting this show off the ground to start with. But once it was released, the nation absolutely took it to its heart. And at the peak of its popularity, it got 18 million viewers per show. There were nine series, 80 episodes. Absolutely brilliant. And you know, we actually did our own show of this at Pick Me Up Theatre. There they are. Woo! Thank you very much to Matthew Kitchen for that amazing photograph. Matthew Kitchen photography, absolutely, you just can't beat it, to be honest. That's my husband there as Captain Mannering. Can you believe it? Anyone who knows him, he's a really slim gentleman. Yeah. I made this fat suit, out of 2 t-shirts and some stuffing.
Ooh.
I know, quite good, eh?
That's excellent. That's
and
really
you could just
good.
see Jane Carr's mum's scarf there making an appearance
on
the bike again.
Woo! Adam Souter, look, who just did our little ditty for us earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's Adam. Just behind Captain Mannering, still looking a bit alarmed.
Don't tell him, Pike. Don't tell him, Pike.
Oh, and Andrew Roberts at the top there. Look as the spear.
He is looking like a bit of a spear, Andrew. Yes, Mr. Roberts. All right. Let's move on to question 2. And of course, Joe's already told us the answer to this. It's Captain Mannering, of course. So it's Captain Mannering.
No, I didn't say Captain Mannering. I said Dad's Army.
About 2 minutes ago, you said Captain Mannering. When you were talking about, you said my husband played Captain Mannering.
Oh, bugger off.
Oh, I'm such a job's worth, aren't I? Now, the excellent news is he invented a gin-based cocktail. Jojo, you're about to come triple parked because you're about to make an Amazon.
I'm only double parked. I drank the first one, let's be honest. Let's not muck about here. Right, okay, so I'm going to make an Amazon. It was named, as Susannah said, after Arthur Lowe's yacht, which was nicknamed his floating bar. Now, an Amazon, it's very simple. It's gin, of course. So we're going to use Outlaw.
A bit of Outlaw.
I haven't had enough gin yet, clearly. So I'm going to go for a Navy strength 57%. Woo! Very simple cocktail, this. It's actually gin plus ginger ale and 1, not 2 slices of cucumber. It's very, very precise about
very
that.
Precise.
There
I like
we go.
Man.
Sorry about this. Won't be a sec. Here we go. Oh, that's such a good sound, isn't it? Oh dear, I bet not 3 4 in the Outlaw, had I?
That is the best sound in the world.
And I've got some nice Fentimans ginger beer, which is always
she's
nice.
so fancy. I thought I was fancy.
If you're going to do it right.
I thought I was
really
fancy.
like ginger, as you know, and that's very refreshing.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, we're going to give it a shush around.
Go on then.
Yummy.
Really? Brilliant.
Yeah. The result is yummy.
Good. So how many drinks have you got on the go now, darling?
Only 2 because I drank the first one.
All right. Well, I better hurry up then because I've still got bits.
I've still got a bit of Negroni and I've got a bit of Amazon.
Well, my 2 favourite are these ones. To dear viewer, I'm not sure I can manage the neat gin, so I'm
do you know what? Save that for later and have it in a cocktail later.
I will. Oh, Joe, you're so special, darling.
I am, aren't I?
You are also getting the answer to question 3.
I am, and the answer was, of course. Well, not of course, but it could have been any of them. To be honest, it was actually Private Godfrey. Oh, bless him. So this was the wonderful actor Arnold Ridley. I'm not being funny, but he was actually 72. When he joined the cast of Dad's Army. So he'd served in both World Wars. He was full of scars, full of shrapnel, bless him. It was actually invalided out of the Second World War, where he joined the Home Guard for real. So he probably deserved a gin and tonic, let's be quite honest. Why not? Go for it.
Why not?
I know. So
he had some great catchphrases, didn't he? As an actor.
With Dolly.
Yeah, with Dolly, his sister, who was always making those cakes, wasn't she? And what did he say? Was it did he say, oh, may I be excused, sir?
Was it for his weak bladder, bless him.
I think I know how he feels, to be honest. Look at all my drinks.
I know. The older we get, hey, steady on.
I know.
Well, but I think it was a bit of a theme though at the Dad's Army filming. From what we hear, they really got on well. From, by all accounts, at the end of filming, they would all go back to the pub. It was what was it called? The Bell and Anchor, was it?
Yeah.
And they would all go back there and absolutely socialise. And sometimes John Le Mesurier would be taken off set because he gets a bit worked up.
Just hold the thought there, Joe. Kirsty Whitlock has joined our show this evening. Miss Kirsty! Miss Kirsty, we're still strong. We're still strong. There we go. We're still strong. That is the best.
She's our gym instructor, by the way.
The best gym instructor in the world. Miss Kirsty, we salute you. We salute. Namaste. So, anyway, Joe, we're going to have to move on, darling, because we are fast running out of time. So here we go.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Price, you're right. The ghost train. I was just about to talk about it.
Yes, you were. She was stopped in a track. Do you want to quickly say it, darling?
Oh, yeah. He wrote the ghost train. He was stuck in a deserted railway station one night in Gloucestershire, and was inspired to write the ghost train, which ran for years in London. Total hit. And also, it's been a film. I remember it from my childhood. So yeah, the ghost train, absolutely. Anyway, go on. Because Adam and Alex Mader have both mentioned it. So
I know. Look, there are such literary geniuses. So I know.
Well, he got an OBE for service to theatre.
Yes, he still had. I may have dropped off. It was the other ones, wasn't it? I may have dropped off.
Oh, bless him.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to question 4. Now everybody knows this, so we're going to just whiz through it. It is, of course, hello, I shall say this en avance. There were 85 episodes. Can you believe that? And the little town they were based in was called Nouvion. I quite liked Hello, actually. And I don't really like this sort of humour. There's a new one on at the moment, which my husband is very upset with me because I don't like it. So I've had to say, I can't remember what it. I wish I'd never started this story because I actually cannot remember what it's called. But it is, of course, hello, I shall say this on the once. You go on, darling. You go on to question 5 because I think the answer's up for us there.
Okay, so it was, as everybody probably guessed, because otherwise we wouldn't have put it in, it was a gin bottle.
Of course it was.
And even though they knew it contained nitroglycerin, they still fed it to the chickens and to poor old Madame Fanny in her bed. So, anything goes in that town.
Absolutely. And answer 6, of course. Just before we put answer 6 up, I just want to say Philip Barton has joined us late. There it is again. But Philip Barton, you've joined us late. You missed. You toasted you. That is not Philip Barton. Just by the way, that is not Philip Barton. But you've joined us late. We toasted you earlier, so we'll just do a quick. I've got 4 to choose from. I will choose this one. Philip Barton, we salute you as well. You missed our earlier.
Philip, one of our frontline people. Go for it. Keep it going, darling.
Absolutely. Okay, back to the question, which was question 6. It is, of course, the fallen Madonna with the big boobies. There she is, in all her glory. And of course, interesting fact about this was an actual painting.
They don't look that big to me. I'm just saying.
I'm not biting on that. Oh, that's even worse. I'm not aware I'm going with that. But like, perhaps we'll just move on. The good news about the fallen Madonna with the biggie boobies is that it was a running joke through the series. It was actually sold, believe this or believe this not, it was sold at auction and somebody bought it for £18,000 because it was by the fictional artist Van Klomp. And it was actually,
it's iconic. It's an iconic piece, isn't it?
It was bought by an Englishman, and he had it in his flat. I think it was in Paris, actually. And I think he just took great pleasure of the fact that he had this iconic photograph. Of course, in the series, it was hidden in things like German sausages and all that sort of malarkey. There was a lot of toilet humour going on there, I think. And it was supposed to be for René's retirement. He was going to sell this at the end of the war, make his millions, and then retire. Poor old René. Gordon Kay, of course, wasn't it, that played that?
Yes.
There you go. Let's move on to the next one, sweetheart. I think
it wasn't that poor, was it? He was having quite a nice time with Michelle, let's be quite honest.
Well,
of course, this was Good Night, Sweetheart. It ran 6 series from 1993 to 1999. And it was often set in the pub, of course, the Royal Oak. Do you know what? This pub in the East End of London has actually been a venue for quite a few shows. It was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Was it really?
And The Craze. You remember that film about
the Craze? Yeah, I do remember. With the very handsome Kemp twins.
Yes, indeed. Yes, it's called the Royal Oak, as you can see. and that's in Bethnal Green in East London. So it's a proper boozer, but regularly seems to feature as a location because it obviously looks very authentic and oldie worldy.
All right, darlings, the last question before we do the bonus and all the nice bits is that, of course, it was Clement Attlee. So Clement Attlee, the final episode of Goodnight Sweetheart, saw Gary trapped in the 1940s. He saved Attlee from assassination. And he realized at that point that was his purpose. That's why he became a time traveler. That was why he was allowed through the portal. The portal then closed because he'd saved him, and he was trapped there forever. However, in 2016, they did a one-off special where Gary, the Nicholas Lyndhurst character, actually went back and he wanted to see his own birth. I don't quite know why you'd want to see that, but he did. He wanted to see his own birth. And then the mad portal whatevers went into a bit of a frenzy, and then he got catapulted back to 2016, which is all very strange.
Quite weird. All these, a bit of a time warp, weird thing.
Yes, I don't think they're going to do it again, to be honest. I think
I don't either.
All right. So that is the end.
Can I just say a quick goodbye to a few people, if that's all right?
Go on then.
To Harriet Harker. Harriet, bye. Thank you for joining us. Harriet and Katie, and probably, hopefully, Carol, AJ, and Jess as well. Lee Jagger. Woo!
Yeah. Okay, we've not got very long, but we're going to just put in our bonus question very, very quickly. So the bonus question is, how many days has it been since VE Day? How many days has it been since VE Day? Now, you know at York Gin on our Friday quiz, we like a big number. So you're looking for a big number. We're going to probably give you 1,000 either way, something along those lines. We always have a discount code, and tonight's discount code is HERO. Of course it's HERO. Go on to York Gin, www.yorkgin.com, and that will get you some money off some gin. And also, please keep donating to St Leonard's Hospice. They are a fantastic, fantastic organisation. Thank you to everyone. Jo, have you got a spot prize winner there, darling?
Yes, it goes out to, by complete coincidence, Eleanor Kitchen. So watching on the big screen for the NHS. They're all random because we know a lot of people, but that's totally random. Well done, Eleanor. We love you.
That's amazing. Well done, well done. So I think we're going to quickly give you the answer to the question, then we'll do our thank yous, and then we'll bye-bye. So the answer is 27,394 days since VE Day. That's quite incredible. If you got 1,000 either way, you can have it. That is
a lot of people getting this very right.
Well, that's because they've had their calculators out, I'll say. I would just imagine. All right, so you've got your bonus code. You've got your spot prize winner. We've done the answer to the bonus question. All that's left for us is to say our thank yous. As ever, we need to say thank you to Emma and to Simon and to Bryony and to Guy, who are our technical wizards. My personal technical wizard, William, thank you so much. We need to say thank you to Sam and Kirsty, who sang the holding screen at the
Beautiful.
beginning. Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? Our wonderful, wonderful guests. We had Adam and Flo. We love you. We had Alexandra. Alex, we love you very, very much. Join us again next week. Obviously, I couldn't do it without Jo. You are my partner in crime. I love you very much. And I think we're about there. So you've got a little bonus treat to play you out tonight. I think we've got Alex again.
A last goodbye to Judy Hope.
Oh, and thank you to everyone. Keep safe. Keep safe. And here's Alex to play you out. We love you all. Good night.
See you next week, hopefully. Keep safe.
Flag. Where's my flag? There it is.
Meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase the dark clouds right away.